Hi and welcome to my next video. In this video I will show you how I create complex shapes using the path tool and other tools available in GIMP. I will show you my style of doing it. I'm sure that other people have their own style. So without further ado, let's start doing. Okay, first we create the shape that we need. So as you can see, we created. Basically the shape is not the final shape. It should be a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm showing you how I do it. I'm sure there are other people who have their own styles. Alright, so by the way, I'm speeding up the camera a bit. So yeah, so now I get the general shape. Now this is where I use the path tool to create the whole shape. And now as you will see, what happens is I tend to create I use the path tool to create part of the shape on top first. But believe that is if you can try to create the shape using the whole path tool. In other words, don't do part by part. But if the shape is too complex or too big size, then yeah, you do the whole thing. Now that's it. By now what I do is yeah, so I create the path tool. Then after I create the path, I choose path to selection to get the marquee. Alright. Okay, so now path to selection. Then I select invert. I choose select invert, so I delete the parts that I don't need. So this is how basically I do. Alright, so now I get the shape that I want. I just fix any small things that I need to be fixing. But as you can see, sometimes this can be a little bit of a problem because I may have, like I said, it's best to just create the whole thing. Now I'm using the ellipse tool. Alright, I'm using the ellipse tool to make sure that I get a perfect line. But you see, I did make a slight mistake. Later I show you. Alright, so I rename the layer. It's my habit. I tend to use different names for different layers, so it's easy for me to make now. Okay, now you see, now I use the fuzzy select tool and I notice that there's a problem here. So what happened is I try to delete it. It seems like it's working there. Just delete like that. But later but if you want to use the path tool, also can to actually did a proper line, a proper job, instead of just use the eraser tool. See, there's still some balance there. So yeah, might as well use the path tool. Path tool. Okay, so here we go. You have to be patient when you use this method, of course. Alright, a lot of ways I do is a little bit tedious, but I'm trying very hard to get the result that I want. I want to be very proper, very professional, if you will. Okay. As you can see, I create the path tool and I do several times. I must admit, the way I do things, it may be more time. It may require more time, but the idea is it's supposed to produce a better result. Okay, so now I close the path, then I choose path to selection, then I use select invert, then I just delete. Oops, I haven't select invert yet. Wait, hang on. Select invert, and then I just delete the part that I should delete to get that smooth line, the smooth edge that I'm looking for. Yeah, so then select none. Okay, so now just now I show you how to use the ellipse tool. You can also use the rectangular tool. Like for example, on the right, you can use the rectangular tool. Okay, I'm getting close. Yeah, yeah, that should do the trick. Yeah. Select none. I use the fuzzy select tool and I see there's a problem on the right. So I decided to use a rectangular tool to fix that problem. Just to get that clean line. Then I just press delete or I use the eraser tool. So I use the eraser tool and I delete all errors. Yeah, basically that's it. So with this, I get the shape that I want. And it's just nice. So I select none again, get rid of the marquee, and yeah, that's it. All nice and ready to be used. So this is one of the ways for me to create shapes, specific shapes. Okay, before we go any further, I want to go through a few things that are quite as important when it comes to selecting objects. As you can see right now, I'm using the fuzzy select tool and I select this object, but as you can see, if the object has a feather around it, in other words, kind of tapering, so the problem is the selection will look like as you see on the screen. So fuzzy select tool has uses, but at the same time, there's a limit to its ability. Okay, another tool that I want to mention is this one, the free select tool. The free select tool, basically you can actually use it to create edges. Basically I select the free select tool from toolbox option and I click and drag across the canvas. So I select what I want and make a close loop and press enter and I got the marquee. From here I can do what I want. I can delete or I can select invert and then wait and then I just delete a part. But what's so good about the free select tool is that it gives you can actually easily create sharp edges. That's the most important part, because most of the others it's hard to create sharp edges like these, even if you have a brush or that, because sometimes brush is rounded. So anyway, free select tool is good for creating sharp edges and also to sort of like repair any errors in your images. Alright, as you can see just now. Alright, now let's see, do I need to say anything else? Okay, that's the free select tool. Okay, before anything else, it is best for me to describe something called the log alpha channel. As you can see, let's say you have, it's important for me to mention this here so that we can see. As you can see, now I'm using the fuzzy select tool. I can select the thing and I can do whatever I need to do the thing. But there is another way to do update on images on a separate layer, and that is the by locking the alpha channel and make your changes. Okay, see, look at this fuzzy select tool. It's not very useful for those areas where you got feathers. So let me show you how to do to use the log alpha channel. Basically, you select the layer that you need, and that is up there. Watch that. There, see that log alpha channel. You click on that, and then after that you make the changes that you want. However, the changes that you want does not include deleting part of the object. You can only change color or something, but the shape of the object you can't delete. Okay, now look at this. I just cover this with blue. You see, the good part is when you use this, every time you need to update an object and you notice you need to cover within the object, you might as well use the log alpha channel. Alright, now I'm using the gradient tool just to show you. Okay, hang on a minute. This doesn't work because of the I choose the wrong gradient. Okay, choose another one. Yeah, that one should be fine. See that? I can do anything I want with it. Anyway, but as you can see, the changes are only within that image, not outside it, and this is what makes this tool very powerful. Locking alpha channel.